Okay, so instead of putting the spotlight on a comic today, we thought we would put the spotlight on a publishing house. A little old one you might have heard of called Image Comics.
Now, Image was created in 1992 by a group of illustrators who had previously worked for Marvel. Now, the reason it was created was that although they had created these characters, they had no rights to them themselves. There was a lot of merchandising being done, a lot of money being made, and these guys were just getting their basic page rates, so they were feeling a bit shortchanged.
Exactly. So when Image first came about, their main kind of mission statement was the fact that the characters were owned by the creators and not Image Comics, and no other writer or illustrator could muck around with them.
No. So there were 6 different publishers underneath the umbrella of Image when they started.
Yes, so we had Top Cow, we had Todd McFarlane Productions, and we had Extreme Studios.
Yes, we also had Highbrow Entertainment, we had Wildstorm, and we had Shadowline.
Indeed. Now, one of the first titles that came out from Image is probably its most well known as well, which is of course Todd McFarlane's Spawn.
Yes.
When Spawn came out, it was such a huge success. It really pushed this tiny creator-owned publication house into the market.
Yeah, and, you know, I do think it's interesting though, that given the reasons for Image being created and with McFarlane's part in making that, it's interesting that he ended up in this big drawn-out, well-publicised legal battle with Neil Gaiman.
No. We're not discussing this. It's completely beside the point.
All right, I'll put something on Facebook.
Anyway, some of the other titles that came out, we had Youngblood, we had Savage Dragon, and we had Wildcats. Some with great success, some with not so much. It was a varied thing.
Yeah. With some of the newer ones, we've got, of course, The Walking Dead has caused a great deal of acclaim for Image, both with its success as a comic book and then as a TV spin-off, which everybody would be aware of.
Everybody loves zombies.
Yeah, well, except for you.
Except me.
Yeah.
Zombies and clowns, the only two things that give me a Wiggins.
Okay, now, we did throw it out to you guys on Facebook, since we were looking at Image, what titles we should have a look at, and the response was fantastic.
It was amazing.
Thank you guys, that was really great. Some of the ones that you mentioned were, they were Invincible, which is a story about, it's a great comic, and that's about a teenager who's also a superhero. A couple of people mentioned Chew, which is also a great comic, and that's about a homicide detective who has a special ability where anything that he eats can give him a psychic impression.
I am really glad I don't have that.
Well,
that would be awful.
Think about his job. How do you think he solves his cases?
Yeah, no, don't like it. Some of the others that you guys mentioned was The Amazing Joy Buzzards, which is a short-lived series. It was about a rock band who fought evil.
As they all do, to some
Absolutely.
extent.
There was The Little Depressed Boy, which I personally just started reading, so thank you for that recommendation because I'm loving it. It's amazing. And, of course, Witchblade.
Of course.
So it kind of shows the varied titles that Image actually controlled.
And I've also got to mention Powers by Brian Michael Bendis, one of my favourite ongoing titles for a long time now. Yeah. And that started at Image in 2000 until it moved to Icon in 2004.
Yeah. So, now what are we going to do with, can we rate publishing houses?
Look, I don't know, but I would say if you're one of those people who's strictly the big two, DC or Marvel or both, and that's all you read, look, that's fine. There's nothing really wrong with that, but you could be missing out on some fantastic reads.
Yeah, I mean, some of my personal favourites are creator-owned works. You just have to go off the beaten track a little bit and you just might find a new favourite for yourself.
You certainly might.
Yeah.
So I guess if we had to apply the rating system, buy?
Bulk buy.
Buy them all.
Buy lots.
Like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Gotta get them all. Maybe not.